What's up, y'all? Tim Bryson here, a program director for student athlete career development, here to overview the 2022 InTERPship Academy. Very, very important you watch this entire video, given that this will have all of the information to get you started, but then also probe additional questions for you to consider as you apply and submit to the 2022 summer internship program. First things first, and again, you've seen this slide if you've sat in on any of our MDMade presentations, but make sure you are following MDMade Terps on both Instagram and Twitter, again, as part of the application process. And make sure you are following MDMade Terps on our LinkedIn page at MDMade Terps. Again, easy steps and steps that if not taken, your application will be incomplete. But more importantly, these are 3 platforms in which we share information, in which we build community, but then also connect you all to alumni and employers as you continue to pursue your evolving career goals. So an overview of the MDMade program. Some of y'all may be familiar, others may not, but here's our vision to help you all as athletes become leaders, develop competencies, and be conscientious advocates in your both local and global communities. Our mission is to create a holistic experience for athletes to develop both personally and professionally. And again, this is information that we will go back to and will ask you about during the interview process, right? This is the cheat code, if you will, but ultimately to help you all build a successful life after sport and after you're done competing in your sport. So our staff, our team is headed up by our leader, Risa Lovelace, assistant AD, myself, overseeing career development, Sophia, coordinator for program and curriculum design, Walt, Big Ten Diversity Fellow, and last but certainly not least, Sydney Strong, who is our community engagement intern. So our pillars and guiding principles, career readiness, leadership education, identity development. You need to know those 3 things. That's where we center all of our work, but our work is guided by helping you all take ownership of your evolving career journey and your learning, to collaborate and co-construct with y'all for programs, curriculum, and ideas that you all have want to execute here in Maryland. And then access, equity, and justice. That is core to what we do, and who we are as a team. So our brand, the MDMade program started just 3 years ago. And in the last 3 years, we have done a lot, and we're just not getting started, right? So you see the national presentations we had for it up to this point, a couple more that are in the works now, a couple regional presentations, particularly at the NC State Academic Support Program Conference and the 2019 Info-Ray Conference. We've been invited to speak and or facilitate at the national level a few times, particularly at the NCAA level, which is dope. But the informational interviews. So there are countless students, staff, coaches who are always asking our staff about our mentor program, right? Our Gossett Fellows program. But of course, our summer internship program, to which there is not a program across the country in athletics or otherwise that facilitates the program how we do it, particularly focusing on education, right? Education, which I'll talk about in just a second. So our first pillar, as I mentioned, is leadership education. And so just so you all are familiar with what this pillar looks like and how it's executed in our unit, we have a MDMade Leadership Academy, which will take off in just a couple of weeks, 5-week program for students to learn more about the leadership journey, but then also develop their own leadership philosophy. So if you're interested in this program, please reach out to Risa and or send us a DM on our social media. We can get you more information about this year's Academy, but also the 2023 installment of the Academy as well. SAC, something that many of y'all are aware of. Here is where your voice is heard the most. You can do a lot of different activities, not just within college sport, but also in student affairs or academic affairs. But your voice as it relates to the department, the conference level, and then NCAA is facilitated through SAC, right? This is why it was created. It's like the SGA of athletics. Pre-health Terps is for athletes interested in pursuing careers in the pre-health professions. Make sure you hit Libby for more information about that. Worldwide Terps is for international athletes to assist in their adjustment and ongoing transition into U.S. higher ed. And you can contact either Mackenzie or Christine for more information about Worldwide Terps. And then Sport Management Terps is our athlete organization that we're looking to launch for athletes interested in pursuing sport industry, sport management as a career, right? Your competition may end, but there are still opportunities to pursue and advance your career in sport. Identity development is our second pillar. This pillar is stood up first by our Gossett Transition Program. So this is a mandatory program for all incoming first years and transfers to assist in their transition into Maryland. We've adjusted this program several times over the last few years, but at this point, this program meets once a month helping first years and transfers develop an understanding of like what the Gossett Center does to help athletes in their career journey, but also in their academics. Identifying campus resources, but also understanding the importance of inclusion, wellness, and bystander intervention. A pretty holistic program, again, 9-10-month program over the course of both fall and spring semester to assist in the ongoing transition for first years and transfers to the University of Maryland. The second program under the identity development pillar is the Kubasik First Impact Program. This program will be led by Sophia. She created it from scratch, and we're super excited to launch this program this spring, at least the application process. But this is a program for rising sophomores, rising second-year students to assist in y'all's major and career exploration through experiential ed, exposure, and opportunity to build your skills. Again, dope program, not a program you're going to find anywhere else in the country, especially as it relates to supporting second-year college athletes. And so if you want more information about what this program will look like and or are interested in applying, please connect with Sophia and or send us a DM on social media, and we'll be happy to connect you. Additionally, what this program will do will help you all create connections between academics and career goals. You'll be matched with a mentor, but you see the program outcomes below. These are program outcomes that were established and defined not just by Sophia, but in collaboration with current second-year students, current upperclassmen who said like, yo, like if I had a second-year program, here are the things I would have wanted to learn and or experience and or be exposed to during my second year at Maryland. The third program under our identity development pillar is our mentor program. So simply put, if you are interested in having a mentor, if you're interested in having someone you can connect with, someone you can learn from, someone you can ask questions to, this is the program for you. Walt Pegues runs this program. He does a phenomenal job running this program. And this program literally matches you with a mentor, either based on your sport, based on your career interests, based on gender, based on race, to help you really get whatever you want to get out of the experience. It does not always have to be career-based, right? It does not always have to be leadership-based. But if you're looking to have a more experienced voice, a more experienced person in your life to help guide you through this thing we call life, again, connect with Walt or send us a DM. We'll be happy to get you more information. Additionally, we've taken a strong stance and have really decided to go virtual, right? And to leverage social media to deliver content and to facilitate our programming. And so we have the MDMade podcast, which provides timely, relevant, and practical information to, again, align with our mission statement to help you all become leaders, develop competencies, and to be advocates. We launched season 1 in March 21. Our episodes, as I mentioned, are focused on our pillars. But since launching, we've had some phenomenal guests, both students, alumni, and employers. You see the MLS, MLB are represented. Taylor Wilson, working at the Baltimore Ravens, Ryan Bloomberg, international athlete, currently working in Australia, that really just dive deeper into their stories, right? Why Maryland? What did you learn during your experience in Maryland? What do you recommend current athletes get involved with and or take advantage of while they're current athletes? Again, dope experience. The podcast has many episodes that you can learn with and learn from, but you can also listen to when you're walking in class, when you're on the bus for travel, when you're on the plane. And so us being more flexible in how we deliver this information. Additionally, these episodes drop weekly. So we're currently on a hiatus in between seasons. Be on the lookout for this this next season to drop into this month, early February. And our YouTube page, right? Like we record conversations with employers, with alumni, our Gossett Fellows program, each group, they do a presentation about different career readiness competencies. And we upload this programming to our YouTube channel again, so that you all have access to this whenever and or however you want. So we're not a stickler for 7 p.m. programming, right? We were past that point. But how can we deliver more flexible information in a more flexible manner to meet y'all where y'all at? And that's through both our podcast and our YouTube channel. Our Share the Show program, is also under our identity development pillar. So this is community engagement. The community engagement pillars are civic engagement, health and wellness, education. And at its core, right, community engagement is purpose to help us leave an impact on both our local, national, and global levels. We have longstanding partnerships with nonprofit organizations like Team Impact and NAACP and Special Olympics. But we want to tell a story of both college athletes and staff participation. but also making sure that our resources and programs are uplifting our community. And we like to say hyper-local in PG County, would definitely love to explore outside of that, whether it's the DMV, the US, and the world. So last but not least is our career readiness pillar. This pillar is the one I get to oversee, have the honor and privilege to oversee. And it's one in which the InTERPship Academy lies as well. So this will also be in your interview, the NACE career readiness competencies. Here are the 8 competencies that the National Association of Colleges and Employers say that if a student is able to acquire and demonstrate prior to graduation, then they'll have a successful transition into the workforce. On this link right here, and I'll be sure to put this in the description to this YouTube video, is a link to the description of these 8 competencies in which you highly recommend you dive deeper into prior to your interview. But this is what we drive our programming. These are the 8 competencies that I use, in addition to asking y'all, like, what do you want to learn? What do you want to be exposed to? Who do you want to meet? But at its core, like, these are the 8. And if you can acquire and demonstrate this to the level that you feel comfortable and confident in doing so, you're good. You're good. You're good. However, we define career readiness through the lens of Barry Gossett, who Barry and Mary Gossett are the donors of our program. And in March 2019, Barry has said that this program, the Gossett Fellows Program and the Career Readiness Program here in Maryland, will be one that will help college athletes improve their reaction time after graduation, right? We're giving you a lot of the resources we're providing, we're co-constructing in College Park and during your time at Maryland. Once you graduate, like, how do you react to something that's different or something that you may not have seen before? How do you adjust and respond to what someone says at work, what someone has said at work, to maintain not just your own integrity, but also the integrity of the organization and its values and mission. And so if we do our part in helping you to acquire and demonstrate these competencies, your reaction time will be one that's not just quicker, but it responds in a way that continues your evolving career journey forward. The University of Maryland Career Center defines career ready as the following bullet points. The one I want to pull to the forefront is the last one, which is to help all Maryland students proactively pursue their evolving goals, their evolving career goals. But the first 4 are also equally important. The Maryland-MDMade Student Athlete Development team defines career readiness as being able to facilitate experiential education, inimitable exposure opportunities, and dynamic work experiences. That's what I choose to do and hope I am doing each and every day. That's what each member of our team chooses to do and hopes we facilitate each and every day. Because at its core, if we do this, collectively we do this, you all will be equipped and empowered to pursue your evolving career goals. Now, I've been saying evolving career goals a lot. And so many of us have asked, what does that mean? It's pretty straightforward. This can be a number of different things as it relates to internships, full-time employment, if you want to be a professional athlete, if you want to pursue graduate or professional school, if you want to backpack around the globe, like, we can do that, right? Whatever you want to do post Maryland, we are here to help, and we'll love to help, happy to help. It's a joy to help. But these are just some examples of evolving career goals. It does not have to look like this. You can create and or establish your own definition for what this means, but this is why we're here. Here's a guide to career readiness that we created. Again, it's simply a guide, not a plan, but again, to help you be thinking about your identity, right, in phase 1, how you can get exposure to different opportunities in phase 2, access in phase 3, but then executing in phase 4. This is not a year-by-year plan, right? It's a guide for a reason. None of this stuff is required. But by phase 4, which depending on where you're at in your academic journey, whether that's year 3, year 4, year 5, you should just be chilling. You should just be chilling, right? Phase 1, 2, and 3 is about, the preseason workout. Phase 4 is like competition, right? That's a championship. We're chilling, right? We're negotiating offers, and we're having a good time and preparing for life after competition. So our 2 signature programs that are the hallmarks of our career readiness pillar are both the InTERPship Academy and Barry and Mary Gossett Fellows Program. I'm not going to talk about the Barry and Mary Gossett Fellows Program because we'll be doing an application process for that in the next month or so. But I'm going to now focus on our InTERPship Academy, which is why we are all here today. So the InTERPship Academy, it's an 8-week educational program that provides student athletes meaningful work experience. Pretty straightforward. The timeline is early June to end of July. College athletes will work between 15 and 20 hours a week, no more than 20 hours a week, because we do not have the budget to pay for more than 20 hours a week. But if your employer wants to pay you for more hours, that's a conversation that myself, you, and the employer can have together. The experience it provides, you see at the bottom left, right, mentorship, skill development, exposure. But then every Tuesday, you'll be doing professional development with your cohort, with the InTERPship Academy cohort. And those sessions will be focused on the career readiness competencies that I mentioned before. Some history and the purpose of the program. So summer 2022 will be the 7th year of the program. And as I said before, it's an educational program. So our mission is to educate. Y'all are gonna make mistakes, and that's fine, right? We encourage that. I want that. We want that. But the purpose is to educate, that you acquire these skills and leave this internship program after 8 weeks, not just feeling more confident, but feeling more comfortable knowing that you can execute in any environment. That's our goal. The purpose of the program, as I mentioned before, right? You get 20, you work no more than 20 hours a week, but these 20 hours will be flexible around both your academic and athletic schedule. And every employer in the InTERPship Academy is aware of that and supports that. We'll focus on identity, exposure, access, and execution, which are the same words you saw on a previous slide as relates to our student athlete career readiness guide. But the focus is not just to educate, but to focus on career readiness. So everyone loves stats and loves numbers. And so one of the questions that I have asked the InTERPship Academy graduates, if you will, over the last few years was, did this program help prepare you for life after competition? And every single athlete who has opted into this program and has been selected into this program has said yes, 100%. It's pretty dope. But numbers, of course, don't tell the entire story. And so what you'll see on the screen now is just some quotes from students, from graduates who have gone through the program. And I'll put in bold some of the things that I want to highlight. But I'll let you pause and just read some of this information before I move on to our next slide. And pretty dope. Self-explanatory. And again, happy to answer more questions about this in a second, but I'm going to move us forward. This is the 2020 cohort. Oops. But now I'm going to move us to the 2021 cohort. So last year's cohort, same thing, 100% prepare for life after competition. But here are some of the quotes that came out in their evaluation as it relates to what they learned as a result of their participation in the InTERPship Academy. So move forward. The history of the InTERP Academy since Reese and I have been here. So summer 2019 was our first InTERPship Academy cohort. We had 19 students in that program. Summer 2020, our COVID-19 cohort, I love you, we love you so much. We pivoted the entire program online in a matter of weeks, which is probably one of the most proud accomplishments, at least to my personal career to this date. Because though we had some employers drop out, we still had 13 sites that say, yep, we're invested, we're committed, we'll make it work. And that cohort did a phenomenal job in being flexible and understanding as well. 2021, so this past summer, there were 22 athletes in the InTERP Academy. We did recruitment during COVID-19. Employers were still uncertain about in-person internships. Some students were in person, some were hybrid, some were virtual. But 22 students is pretty dope, seeing growth. And then our goal for this year is to have at least 25 athletes in the InTERP Academy. Full transparency, we have 25 stipends, right? We have the ability to pay 25 interns to be part of the program. But if we collaborate with employers who have the budget to pay for you to do a paid internship during the summer, you'll also be part of the InTERP Academy, because again, it's not about the money, it's about the education that will lead to increased money, increased compensation post InTERP Academy. So that's why there's an asterisk as a 25, because that number could be 30, could be 35, could be 50, just depending on the number of employers who are willing to and able to compensate for paid internships during summer 2022. So this summer sites, as it stands right now, are on the screen. InTERP Academics has one in both academic and social media. You see sport nutrition, psychology, communications. First Touch Africa, focused on marketing and comm. A couple athletic departments as far as GW, Rice, and Georgetown. So if you're interested in working in South Florida. So if you're interested in working in sport, we have those sites available right now. The Performance Barn, IT, Rosemary Anderson and Associates for those interested in pursuing psych, whether that's child psychology, family psychology, sports psychology. So we have a pretty diverse group of industries that we've recruited so far. Yet we are still actively recruiting for this program. So there's not an exhaustive list, but the first list to this point of employer hosts who are willing and want to host you all as interns for this upcoming summer. So the application process, final deadline is Sunday, February 6th. If you're watching this video, that means the application is already open. So go ahead and get your application in and apply. Complete the Google form, the application form, and follow all instructions. And I cannot reiterate this enough. First and foremost, the application link is not just in our MarylandMade TERPs bio in both Twitter and Instagram, but it's also on Teamworks. It's also on Teamworks. And again, if you cannot find it, send us a DM and we'll be happy to point you in the right direction. Incomplete applications will not be considered. So again, full transparency, we have 25 spots available. Every year we have more than 50 applications. And I say that not to scare you away, but to be honest, if it's not complete, we will not be reviewing the application. Being very upfront right now about what the expectation is, right? Which is similar to what any other job application would be like in the quote unquote real world. Your email must be TERP mail, no exceptions, right? No Yahoo, no Comcast, no Gmail. It must be your Maryland issued email address, period. So you'll apply by Sunday, February 6th. February 14th through the 25th will be interviews. These interviews will most likely be virtual. Our internship offers will go out the week of March 7th, and then the cohort will be solidified and confirmed on no later than Wednesday, March 16th. Now, again, one thing we've learned during this ongoing pandemic, it is important to be flexible. And so these dates are not set in stone, but they're pretty solidified as it relates to the dates that we want to hit to ensure that you all have enough time to complete your paperwork. Complete your application, but then also your paperwork so that you're paid on time and internship starts on time on that Monday, June 6th. So for those who are selected into the InTERP program, we'll complete the paperwork in April 2022. Of course, orientation will be Monday, June 6th and Tuesday, June 7th. The first day of work with your employer will be Wednesday, June 8th. You see the midterm evaluations, July 6th. Final presentations, which you'll get once those are selected into the program, will take place Tuesday, July 26th. Internship ends July 29th. And then final evaluation is August 5th. So for those who are selected in the program, we're really gonna have 3 months to just kick it, have a good time together this summer, which I'm excited about. I love this program so much. The interview process, again, 14th to the 25th of February, it'll be virtual on Zoom. Questions that I highly recommend you have an answer to and think about prior to showing up. What's your story? Why InTERP? What do you hope to learn? Which MarylandMade program are you most interested in learning more about? The biggest issue facing athletes as it relates to career development. Again, I'm telling you right now, this is the cheat code. This is the cheat code. Is why we're having you watch this video prior to applying or prior to your interview. But the entire, wear whatever you would wear to an interview in your desired career industry. That's broad on purpose. That's a blank slate on purpose. But long story short, you choose and be able to justify as to why you're wearing whatever you're wearing. Again, if you have a question about that, my information will be on an upcoming slide. Hit me up. We can talk about it. As far as preparation concerned, the application, right, hit the Career Center. The only thing that's required is your resume and an active LinkedIn profile. You can also contact your MarylandMade liaison. But either way, schedule your appointment through Careers for TERPs. Schedule your appointment through Careers for TERPs. As far as the interview is concerned, go to the MarylandMade YouTube channel. Again, cheat code. Go to the playlist entitled Career Readiness and watch every single video that we posted on that playlist so far. And it'll give you all the information you need for this interview process. And I say that not jokingly, but to be very honest and very direct and saying, like, here's the information. Here's what I'll be pulling from. I strongly recommend you take advantage of that. Review the MDMade TERPs Instagram and be familiar with our programs. Again, we're going to ask, but then also talk with former InTERPs about their experience and about the interview process as well. Last but not least, you can attend the InTERP Q&A and information session, which will take place on next Tuesday, January 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern. This will take place on Instagram Live through our MDMade TERPs Instagram account. So if you have any questions about anything that I've mentioned today, particularly about the InTERPship Academy, about employer host sites, the interview application, whatever, next Tuesday, January 18th, 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to answer. Be myself and a former InTERP on the call to help answer the questions that you all will have. If you have any questions before Tuesday, January 18th, here's my information. Again, still Tim Bryson after this presentation, InTERP coordinator. That's my Instagram and Twitter. Feel free to follow me on those platforms, and that's my email address. You may also contact your MDMade liaison if it's not myself, and they are equipped to answer any questions you have and or will connect us to each other. But then send a direct message to MDMade TERPs on either Instagram or Twitter. Again, we're here for you, here with you, and want to help you navigate this journey. That's all the information that I have right now. Again, we look forward to your application, and can't wait to see you all soon. Peace out.